Fanshawe Fuel members, welcome to Rocket League action.
I am joined by the new NACE CSGO champions.
So we're going to send it to a little bit of a break, but be sure to grab yourself a snack, grab some water, and we'll be back right after this. Just got to maintain the positioning. Top Ederman, oh my god! Fiend might have a pinch, there's one. Can he find more? There's two, there's three. Fiend finds three.
Nylander now in a great spot. Will he grab one? Finds two!
Finds three, and he is keeping Carlton away and off this time. Finds two more. Make it three more.
Back to a stalemate for now, but the spike is starting to tick. And the drop from Boys who finds one. The second one as he turns around.
Still available, but the push through the toxic screen, and Boys finds four. Back. Still able to find that first pick. The flash shot goes wide, and he finds them all.
This laser's crazy. He's doing huge damage now. He's backed up by so many people. Derpy and Jessica on him, making sure he...
But low HP on these last two players will be an easy cleanup for Cario. On all three.
On the shot, gives an easier trade over, but now Swarn's in a 1-on-2, finds the first, and he finds the second.
Forcing the 1v1 against the Jambolia, who's weak health. He needs to swing and find the kill. He's able to do it. A quad kill for Mason.
Oh, on net, and it's going off the post. The second shot by Van Rye.
The quad kill for Van to get shit done. Mason's able to get rid of the frostback and find one on the Kojo. Two on the Mutt, leaving it a 3v2. Can he find more? He can. It's a triple kill, but it's all important. He finds the first. He's looking for the second. As he's defusing, Kenny will clutch.
Welcome everybody to the first, hopefully annual Fuel Awards show. I'm CJ. I'm joined by Nightflash here and Mr. Mins, and I'm excited for a super exciting show this evening. We got a variety of categories to look at, like Rookie of the Year, Esports Awards, Production Awards, Leadership Awards, and of course, the most exciting Player of the Year Awards. Now, I'm going to toss things over to Mr. Mins here, and he's going to give a bit of a breakdown of who is eligible for our awards here. Oh man, I'm excited to be a part for the first ever Fuel Award show. Man, every team and player that are participated in the league are actually over the 2022-2023 school year that are eligible for the voting process. So, I mean, for like the rookie year of the year, the player of the year, each team have their kind of own winner. So like for Apex, for Call of Duty, for Valorant, they will have their own player that will be winning that. Now, like for the staff side, of course, we can't make them feel so left out too, that they'll actually have some spots for that as well. They'll be able to win some too. And I mean, the whole voting process kind of went over for the whole entire month, so you kind of had the time to get your votes in, see which kind of staff member that you're wanting to win for this over the whole entire year that you thought was maybe just significant, that was standing out to you, that you thought, you know what, man, that person was just great, that you just were able to watch a stream at a time and you're like, man, that person really just stuck out, and you're able to vote for them. And it's such a great thing for us to be able to have this opportunity out here to actually show who won this year. So we also have Kieran over here on the side. He's on the other side of me. CJ, we got you in the middle there. But how you doing there over there, Kieran?
Oh, I'm pumped. I've been looking forward to this award show since we announced it. Actually, you know what? Even before we announced it, we had this brainchild, what feels like an eternity ago, honestly. Yeah. Like, realistically, it was, 3-4 weeks ago? But that feels like forever. And yeah, I'm pumped. I had my coffee for this, so I won't be dozing off. As some people may know, I've started a new job, so I'm pretty busy. But I'm locked in for this, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm quite excited to actually get things going under the way here as well. And I think we're going to start off with actually Rookie of the Year. So the nominees for Rookie of the Year for Apex Legends, we are going to get right into that first one. The nominees are Ultimate Canadian, Rusty G, It's Furno, Mosey G, and out of all of these, the winner is Ultimate Canadian. Woohoo!
What you guys,
honestly,
what you think?
it's exciting just to, get Apex on here in general, you know what I mean? All that time we had to wait. It's EA, right, who is sort of causing that hold up. And, now we got a full Apex team. We got a really good roster going. And I guess this Ultimate Canadian sort of showing that coming out, fresh roster, fresh sort of bigger esports scene here for collegiate. They were up to the task and performing at quite the impressive level.
Yeah, and for Ultimate Canadian to win Rookie of the Year that's such a huge achievement. You have so many talented players up for this award, and it just sort of goes to show how much work he's put in on the back end and how he's sort of progressed throughout the season. So big ups to Ultimate Canadian and everyone on the Apex team. You guys did great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to steal the show here. We're going to move things on into Call of Duty. And honestly, personally, I'm so excited to get to announce this award here because I spent the year casting Call of Duty. It's a great time. I got to spend time with all the players, got to know everybody. So to start off our Rookie of the Year nominees for Call of Duty, let's get things rolling with Noted. He played on Academy and T1, so he got right into the depth of things in a hurry with this T1 squad. You have Boss Frost also making his T1 debut this year and performing at quite an impressive level. You have Fiend checking in as well, making his T1 debut. And we can't forget about our other host on the show here, and that's going to be Nightflash, rounding things out. Call of Duty Rookie of the Year is going to Fiend. Congratulations, Fiend, on a great Rookie of the Year season. It was exciting to watch you play throughout this year, and it's well-deserved.
Oh, man. Fiend, such a beautiful player. Such a beauty of a guy as well. I know I have one unique moment that all of a sudden I didn't see this guy much whatsoever throughout the school year, and then all of a sudden he kind of just popped out of nowhere when I was walking down the one spot in school, and he just waved to me. He was just like, "Hey, what's going on?" And you know what? I just was kind of always in awe just whenever I watched him play out there. He just made such unique movements out there playing in Call of Duty, and just the map rotations and hardpoint. I just loved seeing him.
Yeah, no, he's a super talented player, and he kind of just exploded onto the scene. Started on T2 in semester 1 and sort of showed what he had there, and he was a dominant player for our T2 team. And then just sort of went up to T1 and did the exact same thing. He put up consistent numbers. He played the hill, he got kills, and I think that really just goes to show why he took that Rookie over the Year over some of the other players who, also if we were at a different school or if they had played at a different school, definitely could have won Player of the Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
But closing out Call of Duty, I think I'm going to take the show now, and I'm going to take it in a bit of a different direction. We're going to head over to CSGO's Rookie of the Year, and we've got obviously our CSGO team won, so we've got some great nominees this year. Starting things off, we're going to start things off with Nylander, just an absolute stud out there. Following up with Cheap, once again, just an absolute beauty. Cario is going to take that number 3 spot there, and Tyler S filling out our nominees. And what can you really say about these guys? They did so well this season, and it was so tough for the voters to pick one, but you've got to have one Rookie of the Year, and our Rookie of the Year award is going to go to the one, the only Cheap. Congratulations, Cheap. Super well done. Kid's disgusting with the op. Makes some of the most insane plays I've ever seen on CSGO, and it's well deserved. What do you guys think?
Well, I got the opportunity to actually, you asked me that question a semester ago and I wouldn't have known a thing to tell you. But getting the opportunity to cast some CSGO down the stretch this season, I really got the chance to see Cheap perform. And you know what? I might have the nerve to say that Cheap just, Rookie of the Year is fitting because he just got better and better and better. And then you come into the playoffs and he just absolutely started to turn it on. And you know what? A 3-piece in CSGO is impressive enough. But the amount of Cheap three pieces we saw make the top 10s this semester, crazy impressive, and that's a deserved award if you ask me.
Oh yeah, very well deserved. I mean, every time whenever I was watching Cheap out there, it was just sometimes when it was just camera was over onto him, he was, I think, like 9 out of 10 times he was actually eliminating the other player that he was on. I just could not believe just how well he was able to play out there for CS:GO. And yeah, especially when he had that op in his hand, that guy, whenever he had any enemy in his line, they were done for. They were just not going to come from that whatsoever. But you know what? Let's move on here to the next Rookie of the Year for League of Legends. So the nominees are for League of Legends are Thy Watermelon. Next one is Bashed. The other one is coming up is Instant Ramen. And last one is Simpy. And the winner is Instant Ramen. Man made a great outturn for the start for this ACAD time for League of Legends, and he's made quite a name for himself out there. Congratulations, Instant Ramen.
Yeah, that's an exciting award pick. I am the League of Legends caster. So for those of you who don't know, the T1 team, at least in semester 2, didn't have much of a season. So it was really these ACAD guys that were fresh in voters' minds, easy to remember. And kudos to Ramen, great captain of this academy squad. And just, I love the energy they bring to the room. It's positive. It's about having fun. It's about that team synergy. And it just goes to prove that Ramen can have a good time and can also sort of fry out on Summoner's Rift and have some success there as well. Congratulations on a very worthy Rookie of the Year award. Kieran, any thoughts there?
I don't watch a lot of our league broadcasts. I'm guilty of that. But I did work the desk a lot in semester 1. And let me tell you, this Instant Ramen was in there almost every shift I had, grinding, getting better at league. And, it really sort of, it showed, while I didn't watch a lot, I'd tune in here and there, and you could visibly see him getting better just the more and more hours that he put into the game. And, I think that it's super well deserved. He, coming in as a rookie, captaining the T2 team, that's impressive on its own. But then to just sort of slide in there, the fact that he's just absolutely insane at the game as well. I think this one was well deserved, and congratulations, Ramen. You deserve it.
Well, Nightflash, we'll keep the show rolling, and then up next, I'm sure you'll have plenty to say, because let's get the Overwatch Rookie of the Year nominees out there and into the world. We got Captain Light and Reset, Jessica coming in as well. We have Painted, and we have Sorked. This was a super close award here. And ultimately, coming away with the Rookie of the Year for Overwatch, it's going to be Captain Light and Reset. Congratulations. And you know what? For me, that just like Instant Ramen we saw in League of Legends. For me, when you can play at a high level and captain your squad, it's just so impressive. Now, Kieran, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe in Overwatch, it's a tank, which would traditionally be an IGL. Would that be the case?
Yeah, so go ahead. I'll explain afterwards.
Yeah. You can give us that breakdown after, because I'm not super knowledgeable about Overwatch. But for me, it's regardless of if they're not a traditional IGL, as some captains may be, just to be in that leadership position, to have that extra load and responsibility as a rookie, and to find success makes it such an impressive win for me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And, even on the back end of things, what Light and Reset did for this team, doing individual coaching sessions for all the players that asked for them. Because not only are they Grandmaster support, they're a Masters DPS and a Masters tank player. They are talented at all aspects of Overwatch. So anybody that needed help on the roster, Light and Reset was there in the blink of an eye. You want to do VOD review, Light and Reset's there. You want to do like whatever it is that you want to do to sort of propel yourself to the next level, Light and Reset was there to sort of give you that helping hand, to give you that boost. And I think this is super well deserved. But just to briefly touch on that IGL thing, yes, a tank is normally the IGL. It's just sort of, it's the way that it works. you tank a lot of the damage. You have a lot of abilities that can sort of center out players. So a tank is the IGL in the sense of who you're going to fight, where you're going to push, that sort of thing. But on the back end, you can also sort of consider healers as IGLs in a sense, because if you're low, they're not just going to run out and sort of risk getting picked to heal you. So I think there was a bit of IGLing in there, just not in the traditional sense of like, okay, this is what we're going to take, this is where we're going to go, this is who we're going to fight. It was more so just little tweaks of their gameplay. But Light and Reset, congratulations. Means you got anything to add here?
Plus, yeah, I was actually just gonna say Light and Reset. I mean, I actually got to talk to the guy more in January time when he was sort of having to take this whole role of kind of taking over the team for Overwatch. And I think it was some pretty big shoes that he needed to fill, because this was his first time sort of managing the whole team, trying to figure all this stuff out. And I know getting to talk to him about it, he was nervous. He was even saying to me that, yeah, this is a lot that I need to try and put into consideration on organizing all this stuff. And on top of it, yeah, I have other schoolwork to think about, but he loves Overwatch and he had so much passion there for it, and he wanted to really make a great team, and he was so excited to go forward for that. And getting to watch him play out there, amazing player, and on top of it, overall round for Overwatch to help out for the team, he was great. Couldn't ask for someone better.
Yeah, no, an absolutely amazing player, and I wish them all the best in the future. Hopefully, we get to see you next semester playing Overwatch or whatever your heart desires to play. But moving on off of Overwatch, we've got Rainbow Six Siege, another game that I have the pleasure of casting, and I've gotten to know the Rainbow Six Siege guys pretty well. So we've got, once again, 4 nominees. Starting things off, we're gonna take a quick look at Genesis. The super sub. We've talked about him a lot on the Fuel Report. But moving off of Kenny, the all-star Mason, just an absolute unit out there on the map. Apollo, the producer turned NECC champion, and then to round things out, we've got Make It. Once again, just an amazing talent, an absolute beauty to talk to. But yeah, your Rainbow Six Siege Rookie of the Year is going to go to the one, the only Mason, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, Mason. You deserve it. You were on an absolute tear all season, all year long, and you've got nothing but bright futures ahead if you keep playing the way that you were this season.
Yeah, all I got to add to that one is the KD sort of is reflective of just quite the level of play that Mason was bringing night in and night out for this R6 team.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, Mason, that guy was phenomenal to see out there. I loved watching him play. I mean, you know what? I know I did walk into the rooms time to time though, and that guy, you know what? It was quite interesting the way that he liked to play out there. He was fairly close to the monitor, but a lot of those players are very close to the monitor. But Mason, though, he was just such a unique player to watch, and I think he was such a big threat for a lot of other teams.
I 100% agree, and the guy was he was almost like a phantom on the map. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd get a kill and then just sort of disappear into the shadows and then pop up where you wouldn't expect him to be and get another one and then another one. Popping 3 pieces for days. I think in the intro video we had at least one clip of him popping a 3-piece in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds, which it does happen in Rainbow Six. It doesn't happen that often, especially at like sort of a high level of play, which we were playing at. So kudos to Mason, and he's an amazing talent, and I hope we get to hang on to him for at least another 2 years.
Yeah, let's hope so. Now, I believe moving on to the next one will be Valorant, Mr. CJ.
I actually think it's Rocket League there, Alex.
It's Rocket League? It is Rocket League?
It could be Valorant.
Oh, apologies. It is Rocket League. Oh my gosh, I did not see that. It is going to be Rocket League that we're moving on to. So the nominees are, the first one is Space. And then the lovely Rusty G. And the other one is the beautiful Tukaguga. And our last one is May. Now, the winner is Tukaguga. Congratulations, Tukaguga, for winning Rookie of the Year for Rocket League.
No, Rocket League, they had a pretty strong season. Academy and the one team as well, got some playoff swings in for both those squads. So big congratulations to Tukaguga there. Now, we will look at some Valorant action. And you know what? This is another tight one because we just had a host of high quality Valorant rookies this year. So it was a super overall competitive award. But on that note, let's hit you with some nominees. Let's start things off with Elko. We got Akimbo following that up. Let's not forget about Sustain. And then we have your final nominee in Sworns. The Valorant Rookie of the Year is going to Elko. Congratulations. We had so many good rookies, so for Elko to come out on top, it just goes to show the level of season they just had.
Yeah, there was so many great rookies that came in for the 2022-2023 year. They were all phenomenal. They all were just great out there to see. And Elko, I mean, the man, even just starting in September, I could see a lot of the players were just so excited to see him come on to the team. And I think even just in that September to December sort of fall area, he made such a interesting impact to the team that I think was a great motivation to get them to where they are now.
Yeah, go ahead, CJ, take it away.
Oh, I was just going to hit him with an absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. But no, Alco had a very special first semester. He was fairly quiet. He was consistent. He put up consistent numbers, 15, 20 kills a game, which is for really any game that's consistently good. But in finals, dude, I don't know what happened and what lit a fire under him, but in finals in semester one, this guy turned it on, dropping, I think he dropped 45 or 50 in a map to sort of win them the finals. So very, very well done from Alco. Super well played and well deserved. The guy's definitely way better than me at Valorant. So big props to Alco there.
Absolutely. Now, that's a wrap on our Rookie of the Year award. So congratulations to all our Rookie of the Year award winners. Now, we got a quick video for you with Leopard, the captain of the T1 Rocket League squad. This occurred in the fall. And then we're going to get into the Esports awards, things like the GG Award, Sportsmanship, Trash Talker of the Year, Biggest Grinder in the Fuel Room, and more. So on that note, let's pop over to that video with Leopard.
Hi there, my name is Ralph Constantine. I'm taking computer programming and analysis here at Fanshawe. Online, I go by the name of Leopard, and I'm the captain of Fanshawe Fuel Academy Red. In general, I'm used to gaming as a deaf gamer. I've played many different kinds of games and had to experience that. I've played many different games, including Call of Duty, Fortnite, etc. So those kinds of games, rely heavily on hearing. That is something that I have faced in the past, of course. That is the biggest barrier that I face, is having to rely on having no hearing for these kinds of games. But it doesn't really hold me back. I haven't really seen my parents since I moved here. My mom did come for a short visit in April for a couple of weeks in 2022. When she came, I was able to show her what Fanshawe looks like, what having interpreters in my college classroom looks like, because Lebanon is truly a different experience. In Lebanon, they don't have accessibility. There's no interpreters, there's no such thing as note takers. So accessibility is new for my mom too. So she was incredibly happy to see that that's the kind of thing that Canada can offer me. So it was really great to be able to show her that. In all of my classes, Fanshawe's provided interpreters, and it's been really amazing, an amazing experience. They also provide note takers in class, and that's really helpful because I have to watch the interpreters as well as watch the teachers. I take my role as a captain seriously, and really, like, all I want to do is lead my team to that trophy, that big win.
Welcome back, everybody. If you thought we were done, you'd be wrong. We got a whole host of more awards for you, and coming up, we have the Esports Awards. So just think like, Trash Talker of the Year, or like the award we're starting things off with, it's the GG Award, the GG Award. Just think sportsmanship, great teammate. Who do you want to go to battle with? And we got some good nominees for this. So you know what? We just saw a video with Leopard in it. Well, he's our first nominee for the GG Award coming out of Rocket League. We got a CSGO player stepping in. It's going to be Nylander, our second nominee. Our third nominee, R6, Mason Litt, getting on the nomination board once more. And let's round things out with some Overwatch, because Cheapest is our final nominee for the GG Award. So clearly, all four of these guys, great people in general, great teammates. But the ultimate GG Award winner this year is Nylander from CSGO. Congratulations to Nylander. I got an opportunity to interview you for the Fuel Report, and just the passion, the enthusiasm you bring to the game is impressive. And what really stood out to me about Nylander is not only did he want to find his own personal success, but he was also so high and he's not just worried about himself having a good game. He wants his teammates to find success. He's all about doing that VOD, helping teammates out, helping people getting better. And that's just all a part of what this GG Award is.
It really is. I mean, you know what, Nylander, whenever I heard about him actually in the gaming room, it was always positive feedback. And I mean, getting to even just watch a lot of the games, getting to talk to the team, getting to talk to even Uga Splata, it was always just Nylander that was somehow coming out so positive and to bring up the enthusiasm for that team. And especially just even outside of the team as well. I just heard that he was just such a great guy to have a whole conversation with, just about anything, just about life.
Yeah, no, definitely amazing teammate to sort of have on your roster. He's like CJ said, he's all about activating. Another a word that that Tyler likes to use, getting your other teammates activated and sort of allowing them to play to their best ability. And you know what, it shows. CS taking the NACE championship this semester, it sort of shows how well he does in his role of activating his other teammates. But sort of moving on to almost the opposite side of the same coin, we just talked about the GG Award. This is going to be the Trash Talker of the Year Award. So, a teammate who you really love having on your team, and then a teammate who can talk just a lot of smack on the back end. Starting things off with our nominees is going to be Cure from our COD T1 team. Following up is going to be, another returner, Leopard from Rocket League T1. Number 3 on the list here is going to be Alco from Val T1, and then number 4 is going to be someone who we haven't heard from yet in Dead or Alive, who was Val T3. And, a lot of great nominees for this, and all players who can definitely talk a good game, but the winner of this award is going to be Cure. This guy can just absolutely spit some of the craziest things I have ever heard on this planet out, and this award is so well deserved. You know, you hear this guy in game, and he's just going off.
Well, you know what? Not to be biased, but in my gaming history, would a Trash Talker of the Year award really go to anybody but a Call of Duty player? I can't say I'm too surprised to see that, because that's just classic COD community at work right there. But the reality is, I just wanted to highlight this. Trash Talker of the Year, also a super important teammate to have. Just being able to take up some real estate in the opponent's head, maybe throw off their mental, throw off their game, their teamwork, whatever it is. But to be a disruptor on the pitch, on the field, whatever you want to refer to your game as, it can have such an impact on the flow of the game for your team.
Yeah, it does have quite an impact. I mean, and especially just with Kier, though, just the man out there, like when he's just like trash talking on any sort of way, like it'd be interesting to see if like maybe the team does get motivated from that, from hearing all that type of trash talk. But I don't know. I just hearing Kier, whatever, I just even met him just sometimes in the hallways, just talking to him. Like, I feel like sometimes if I just put a little small thing about whatever happened in the game that he was just playing or something, he had a whole story to tell me, a whole paragraph, a whole essay of something going down from it, of just, oh, well, this player, that player, and just talking to just about everything. And then just even seeing him over on Twitter as well. Like, I've just seen Kieran, like, we saw a lot of his tweets and we talked about that, eh?
Yeah, no, he lights up the Twitter feed, definitely. I'm not gonna lie, when I play with that guy, like the trash talk definitely fires me up. But I think what sort of does one better is if we're having a bad game and Cure is trash talking, I'm not thinking about how bad the game's going for us. You know what I mean? I'm usually, barely able to see my monitor because there are tears streaming down my face at how hard I'm laughing at some of the stuff that he says. And, I play rank play with the guy, I play 8s with the guy, and he's got to be one of the funniest trash talkers I have ever come across in my many years of gaming.
Well, all the gaming, we all love the grinding. And moving into this next one here is the Biggest Grinder Award. So the Biggest Grinder is for the fuel station at Fanshawe, and it's covering over of how many hours, the top hours that someone has played there. And this was kind of already set from all the hours that were statistically put in from the fuel station when people were coming in and out. So we'll get into the nominees now for who it might be. First nominee is Angel Halo. Next one coming in is, you might already know him, Boyce. And then we got Dead or Alive coming in for the third spot here. And Sustain as well. And the winner is Angel Halo. Congratulations. She has been in the fuel station with 752 hours played in the fuel station, with over 231 room visits as well. That's quite a topping number there, eh, guys?
Yeah,
that's go ahead, CJ. I keep cutting you off.
No worries. You know what? That is, honestly, it's super impressive, and it just shows Angel's dedication to putting the work in. I just want to know, like, the Biggest Grinder Award, this is not something that was up to a vote. This is straight down to the statistics, and it's Angel Halo with the win by over 200 hours.
Yeah, and almost double the amount of room visits as her runner-up. But no, like, you know how people always say time is money? Think about how much money that is. 752 hours. That is a grind.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. You know what? If the passion is there, if the love for games is there, and you're not falling behind on anything, your schoolwork or your personal life or whatever, I'm here for it. If you've got the time, put it into something that you're passionate about. Put it into something that you love, and that's clearly what she was doing. And big props to her. 752 hours. That's an impressive number.
Well, you know what? If we're going to look at the biggest grinder award, we got to go and look at what games these guys were playing. We got the Fuel Station Game of the Year award coming at you. And you know what? I personally am slightly surprised by this, but maybe it's because I'm not into all the scenes that you're going to see. Our first nominee is Valorant. Valorant, you know, our T1 had a good, I believe, last semester. We have a big Valorant sort of watching army here, so it doesn't surprise me to see Valorant in here. FIFA 2023, this is the one that really surprises me because you just don't hear a lot about sports games, but they are clearly super popular in the Fuel Station. We got League of Legends, one that I am not surprised to see, big fan of it myself. And then you got Rainbow Six Siege. Our winner of these 4 games, it's going to be Valorant. And just by absolute leap and absolute bounds. So if we just take a quick look at the stats, and I was shocked at the stats when I actually saw them, but it's Valorant, 6,468 hours spent played on Valorant with over 400 unique players, 6,400 plus. FIFA's in second place with 2,500. The amount of hours on Valorant is just, it's unimaginable going down in the fuel room. So for me, the teams have to be scrimming in there or something. It has to be a testament to how much work our 3 Valorant teams are putting in for there to be an almost 4,000 lead. Like that's something.
You know what? I know I'm already sitting here. I feel like I need to lie down after hearing that because like that's triple almost the amount. That is insane. Out of like all of the games, but you know what? Valorant is a very popular game out there, and a lot of people keep coming back to keep playing it. I think it's just like a comforting sort of game that people are like, you know, I have nothing else to play. Let's just play some Valorant, right?
No, I completely agree. And you know, Valorant wasn't the real shock to me here. Like CJ said, FIFA was the shock for me on this list. FIFA coming up at number 2, especially based on how the room is set up. We only have 4 fuel stations that can play FIFA, and they clock that many hours while every other station can play, you know, Valorant, League, Rainbow Six, whatever, right? Anything on PC that we have. But we only have 4 stations that can play FIFA, and they're taking up that number 2 spot. I think if all our stations could play FIFA, I think FIFA's taking that number 1. That might be a hot take, but that's my take. Anyways.
Well, that's honestly, it's good to get that Nightflash on the desk perspective because you know what? That's a great point. Imagine we did have a couple more stations that could run FIFA. I feel like we may have had our minds blown a little bit more with that award potentially, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite something to sort of sit and see it for that side, but we are actually going to take a quick look over at some of the best plays of the year. And we are going to actually look over for all of the nominations for the best plays of the year that are going to be going down. And we are going to dive into the first sort of nomination right now for best play is going to be, I believe, starting at Big Homie for the nomination for the play.
I believe so.
There is going to be 4 nominees for this one. And I do believe the other 3 that are going to be coming into as well is going to be Space for one of their plays, and the other one's going to be Tucker, and the final one will be on Cheap for CSGO. Will be all the plays, but we will take a look at all 4 of those plays as well here before we announce the winner.
Back. As I say that, Tucker does pick up 1 on the donuts. Tachanka, our Lord and Savior, coming in clutch.
Oh my gosh.
2. It's a 3v2. This just became winnable for Fanshawe.
So is Tucker just the anchor of this game, dude? He came out end of the round.
There is one on his left.
Oh!
Picks up the third. Had him dead to rights, and Tucker said, "No, you don't. Get back." Currently in a 2v2. Tucker is absolute one shot.
He's ready. Oh my gosh.
With the quad, looking for the ace. The last kill on Dougie Fresh. Will he be able to do it? Now in a 2v1 situation, Dougie Fresh in trouble. They know he's in dirt. They know they can hold him. Has 30 seconds. Does not have the diffuser. Nothing is in Dougie Fresh's favor here, other than the fact that Tucker is absolute one shot. But Tucker picks up the ace. Tucker with an ace to sweep Ohio.
Yeah, you know, this has been such a back and forth series in general so far. And against two teams of this caliber, there's just absolutely no room for air and space. That is pretty. My goodness, I have said that enough this evening. Space is going to take not one, not two, but an off the backboard. Let's make it 3 dribbles to find the back of the net. And you know what? This game remains back and forth close. We're tied up.
Finding a second pick there, as now in comes the rotation. Cheap gonna look to try and find this once more. He finds a good shot there on a Gizgo. That was the tagged up player. Goes down early on. They have to recollect that. Bomb still looking to peek out wide, and he looks for another on Cheap. Once again, this op finds value looking up top. What a flick from Cheap!
Said in one shot your round can be over there. Big homie though is now back to support his team. He's got that off. He's gonna find 2. One on another player there, and oh my god, I thought for sure that was the collateral there. But either way, he's made a huge mark so far. One more left for the, oh my goodness, wait, did that connect?
Oh my god.
Did that no scope connect? I swear it hit him in the leg.
That no scope hit him.
All of these plays were phenomenal to watch. The big homie does take it away with his incredible ace with, I think it was only 5 bullets he taken that whole sort of play at the end there. That was quite phenomenal to watch on that one. But all of these, oh my gosh, the flick that Cheap had as well. Oh my gosh, that was incredible to see for that one. Then even the goal that Space had, just the angle that was incredible. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I 100% agree. There were a whole bunch of really great submissions, and that's not even talking about Tucker's ace on Tachanka. He finds 3 of those kills while on 1 health. That's impressive to say the least. I think what we kind of brushed over is the fact that Big Homie was subbing for that game. This was this semester, so he was subbing for our T1 team. And also, the fact that he went for the no-scope op shot, hit it, but legged the guy. Can you imagine if he had just no-scoped that guy and got the kill? How legendary would that clip be? It's already legendary. It's already taking clip of the year. Like, what? That's insanity.
No,
it was.
It was absolute insanity. And for me, each and every one of the clips we just saw, absolutely crazy. Just the top level of skill you'll get to see. But it's Big Homie showing that he can sub in at the highest level and perform at the highest level with the play of the year. Super impressive.
Mm-hmm.
No, it really was. And, speaking of impressive, this may be the most impressive award for teams, as it's the Esports Team of the Year award. And this is an interesting one. Starting off with our first nominee, it's going to be R6 Fuel Winter 23. So Winter 2023, that is the team that we're talking about. Next up, it's going to be CSGO Fuel Winter 2023. Our kings of CSGO, as we call them. R6 Fuel Fall 2022. Another absolutely amazing team. They brought us home a championship. And then Valorant Fuel Fall 2022. Once again, another championship winning team. And you know what? This was a close one. It was an absolute battle between all 4 of these teams. And Valorant Fuel Fall 2022 do just manage to squeak out on top. And congratulations to them. It is well deserved. They brought us home a championship. They brought us home a 4th place in ECAC. And I believe the championship was in Nace, but super well done from these guys. Actually, it was NECC, but yeah, super well done. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to all the teams. All the teams achieved so much great stuff. R6 this winter 23 going undefeated on the season. R6 fall 2022 winning that championship. CS winning the championship. Everybody accomplished so much. That was such a tight one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, just our ability to have an award like that just goes to show the quality throughout various esports that we have here at the Fuel.
Yeah, like we had actually a lot of teams here that, you know what, they were shining such a bright light in each sort of league that they were. Like they were on the first place or the second place. And a lot of them all of a sudden like just turned it up halfway through the season and just started taking win after win and became a little bit of just maybe that underdog style of team. But it was just incredible to see that like we have these players that are so dedicated on trying to reach to the top and get for that win. And it's just what you love to see in esports when it's actually still growing in this whole entire side. And you know what? Congratulations for Valorant Fuel to actually take the top for that.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I think I'm getting word that one of our award winners is in the building and they've just sort of entered. We're going to have a quick break. It's going to be Cure making an acceptance speech for the Trash Talker of the Year award. But we'll be right back after this. It's going to be a quick short break and then we'll be right back in to the next segment. I'm going to keep it a mystery.
Oh, didn't see you guys there. Nice guy Kier here. You know, super composed type of guy. I feel super honored to be nominated and winning the Trash Talker of the Year Esports Award. Super unfitting for me. You know, I usually keep my mouth shut. I like to keep things nice, cool, calm, collected, under composure. But U of T, you still suck. Haha, get caught ringing, buddy. See you in the CCL, never. Bye! Anyways, super honored, you know, to get nominated and elected, I guess, for this award. It means a lot. You know, at least my talents don't go unrecognized. If I can't shoot my gun straight, I might as well talk trash. I want to give a huge shout out to the guys in the Fuel Call of Duty team. Fiend, Noted, Boss Frost, Bonk, Team Captain Jake, all the guys on ACAD. You know, it was a fun year. And my inevitable descent from the team, unfortunately, had to come at a bad time. And we didn't finish out the year as we wanted. But my boy Callum just walked in. It's all good. In the middle of the video, you know, really appreciate him walking in the door in the middle of my nomination speech. All good though, we keep rolling because we don't have that much time. Once again, shout out to Mins, Apollo, CJ, Reader, Nightflash, all those boys. Really appreciate the nomination. I'm hoping, rooting for Team Captain Bonk and Coach Pups. We'll throw back to the broadcast once again. Thank you guys so much. See you later, Fuel Fan Nation. Back to the chicken.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Cure, for that little acceptance speech. You had me cracking up. I think you had the boys cracking up too. That it just sort of goes to show, even in an acceptance speech where he's supposed to be humble, you know, you're supposed to show humility. He's still talking trash to U of T, and you know, it was deserved. But without further ado, we're going to move away from the Esports Awards, and we are going to throw it to the Production Awards. And this is another really exciting sort of award that we get to give out. It's for people who are behind the scenes. You know, our Producer of the Year award is production really sort of is exactly what it sounds like. They're what allow us to do this. They put in a lot of work behind the scenes, and they don't usually get recognized. So having this award is really, really important. And our nominees are going to be Toki, Mins, Apollo, and Graph. And this one, I think everybody sort of has an idea on who's going to win this one. It's going to go to the man, the myth, the legend, the absolute stallion, Apollo. This guy puts in so much work behind the scenes, even today for this award show. He's been up since 10 in the morning, just grinding this thing out nonstop, not taking a break. You know, this guy is, he's sort of the reason we are where we are now. And I'm sure you guys heard it in his interview on the Fuel Report, but he's the GOAT. He has finally accepted the fact that he's the GOAT too. But yeah, he's the GOAT, and I've got nothing but good things to say about Apollo.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly see him all the time, and he just puts so much passion and so much dedication into Fuel here, and just the amount of production that he has to do all the time is incredible. And he looks at all of us as a family, and I think that's a big part for Fuel when he doesn't kind of like look at this as just a job. He actually looks at this beyond that. And I think that's why we get to see all this incredible work all the time out of him, is because he does take that effort. He goes over and beyond all the time. And I mean, you love to see it, right?
No, I'm not going to get myself in trouble with him. We all know at this point, anybody who watches Fuel streams knows how much Apollo does not like to be talked about on stream. So all I'll say is this guy eats, lives, breathes, sleeps work. He's an absolute workhorse. He is so committed and dedicated to whatever entity he's working for in his career, and just that body of work and that work ethic is beyond impressive to me. Now, we've looked at the Producer of the Year award. Well, then we got to look at the Observer of the Year award, because those two kind of go hand in hand, and in some sense quite literally, as they actually sit together behind the scenes. So our nominees for Observer of the Year, we have the man, the myth, the legend again, Apollo. We have our co-host here, Mr. Alex Allen, Mins. We have Graf, an observer, a producer, and a caster in his own right. And then we have Toki, one of our other producers and observers, rounding out our nominations. The winner of the Observer of the Year is Mins 101. Congratulations to my co-host, Mr. Alex Allen, on a well-deserved Observer of the Year, and just the amount of games you've observed this year. Super impressive. You've shown your diversity, and my goodness, I feel like we all know we have a bit of a baby Apollo in our midst, a young foal, a young stallion ready to frolic through the fields and whenever Apollo is absent. But congratulations, Alex, a very well-deserved award.
Thank you. I'm quite surprised to actually see that one up there, but you know what? It's fun observing out there. It does take a little bit of skill to like make sure to follow those plays, to make sure what's kind of going on. It is a fun side, and yeah, you know what? You were right very much, CJ, that I'm kind of holding Apollo's hand a lot and the other producer's hand a lot when I'm there sitting trying to observe on things out there. But yeah, it's quite an interesting one. I'm not surprised that I don't know, wasn't expecting that.
I gotta say, casting when Mins is observing is possibly one of the best things to do. A lot of people, like a lot of casters, will know this. Nobody else will know this, but as he casts and as the night sort of goes on, he slowly shrinks and shrinks and shrinks in his chair. He slowly becomes sort of this ball, this entity that is beyond our realm. And it's got to be, you know, if you're having like a bad day or whatever, and you just sort of look over and you see Mins scrunched up in this little ball, just this I don't even know how to describe it. It's a ball. It always sort of cracks a smile on your face. It sort of brightens your day, and that, you know what, Mins as an observer in general is just super talented. He catches so much of the action, and yeah, he knows so many games that he's just so good at observing so many games. But without further ado, I was gonna ask Mins to do a speech, but he kind of already did. So good job, Mins. You're ahead of the ball on that one. We're gonna throw things over to Shoutcaster of the Year, and we're briefly gonna take a look at our nominees here, starting with Baddest. Baddest being followed up by Reader. After Reader, we have Graf, and then another co-host, CJ Goder. And yeah, this award is, obviously shoutcasting. It's a very difficult thing to do. You really have to sort of project your voice, be able to keep up with what's going on in game. Also not sort of overpowering what's going on in game. It's super difficult to do. And all of these all of these casters are super talented at it. But one caster sort of rose above the rest here, and that is going to go to Graf. Graf, talk about a hype man. It doesn't matter if it's one of the smallest moments or one of the biggest moments in a match. He is getting you hype about anything that happens in this game, and he can keep up with any game. He can talk so fast, and while still sort of maintaining that hype in his voice and in his demeanor, that it's almost contagious, the energy that he brings to the room and to the streams. He starts going off, and I know just from watching streams, I'm like, okay, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do next? I'm bugging out because this guy is just so good at sort of capturing your attention, really describing what's going on in the game, and keeping up with everything that happens. So kudos to Graf. That is definitely a tough competition to sort of rise above, and he managed to do so. So big kudos to Graf, and CJ, big kudos to you too. You're an amazing shoutcaster as well. Reader, baddest, all of those nominees are so talented, and Graf, big props to you, man. Congrats.
Yeah, I get the opportunity, and I got the opportunity to work with Graf quite frequently throughout this year, whether it be as a producer or as a co-caster. And my goodness, I'm not sure if he's like Superman and he has hidden lozenges equipped somewhere and ready, but just the fervor, the enthusiasm, the dedication he brings to every cast. It's just anybody who's watched the stream with me on it, I can get into it, but I can't deliver the type of excitement and energy. And that's what casting and shoutcasting is really all about, being able to bring that personality and to elevate the energy of the game outside of just what you're seeing on the screen. And Graf just did such a tremendous job of that throughout the year, and he's very a fitting award winner here.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of just the way that he was able to elevate sort of just the moments, it was really interesting, because I know there was sometimes I was watching away, and then maybe I might have kind of got sidetracked and might have been doing something else. But then, like, when I started like hearing him scream and just the way that he was into like that game, I was right back in. I was like, okay, what's going on? What's happening out there? What am I seeing? And Graf was able to even be on top of that. He knew what exactly the play, like he was able to describe that to me as well, of like how many people were just getting eliminated on like exact player. It was really cool just seeing how well he was just able to bring that enthusiasm to, and like any sort of game he was being a shoutcaster for. But
I completely agree. But
yeah,
Alex, take it away.
Yeah, we do have Broadcast Talent of the Year award. So this one is for kind of a little bit of the best analytical caster, more of like maybe just a host in the time to time that was able to break a lot of gameplay down at times and help the audience understand of what's sort of going on with some of our teams. So let's go into the nominations. The first nominee is CJ Goater. Then we just got Graf here for the next nominee here as well. And we got the other co-host here, Nightflash, as the other nominee, and Reader. And the winner for the Broadcast Talent of the Year award goes to CJ Goater. And this man, you know what? He is quite the broadcast talent. I gotta say, I know he's here on the show with me as the co-host, but before he maybe gets into a little bit of a speech, I know I just gotta say I just love seeing him as being that analyst when I'm like having to do production for games. Just the way he walks in, and right away, I don't know where he finds it, but he gets a whiteboard marker right in his hand right away. And all of a sudden with the other caster, he's like, all right, let's write it all down. Let's figure all this stuff down. And he's writing every single thing down. And it's just incredible to see the way that he's just able to analyze the game down, break things down, figure things out, and give it into kind of like a spoon feeding a little bit of an exaggeration for the audience to understand what's happening. Congratulations, CJ.
No, I really appreciate it. It's funny you mentioned the whiteboard, because when I started using the whiteboard, I would always have to run down to the fuel station and start writing on the board in there to find one that works. But you know what? it came to a point where I realized I needed to have my own whiteboards, markers. I have a little stash at home prepped and ready to bring into work with me at all times. But ultimately, you know what? When you work with a great crew of people, you come into work every day, you have a lot of fun, and you do something you enjoy. It doesn't feel like work. So I greatly appreciate all my coworkers I had the opportunity to work with this year.
I'm touched, CJ. Thank you so much for that. I worked with you once this year. No, but honestly, it's so funny that you mentioned that you have whiteboard markers at home that you bring in, because I was going to say I'm convinced he brings them from home. I was convinced of it because I'd see the guy roll in, 30 minutes to cast, and he'd come straight to the production room and just start writing stuff down. And even it looks like mumbo jumbo to a lot of us. He'll put he writes in the weirdest way, but that only he understands. And then you ask him about it and he explains it and you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But no, Alex put it perfectly. He spoon feeds this information, this important information to everyone, even if it's to his co-caster. CJ is one of the most dedicated casters that we have here. I know this guy, he goes above and beyond the same way that Apollo does. He on his off time, he watches streams, he gets statistics, he goes on to NECC's website, NACE's website, CCL's website, whoever's website, and just sort of marks down statistics, figures out, what hard point averages are, or what average KDs are for each team. He goes above and beyond, and it really sort of shows on the streams that he's on, because to be frank, they are some of the best streams that we do. CJ is such a talented caster. I realize I'm giving you some premium gas here, and you're not even blushing. I'm a little insulted, but no, this guy he's amazing, and he's a great addition to the team, and we'd be remiss without him. But moving away from CJ's gas here, or maybe he does get a little bit of gas here, who knows? We're moving into the content creator of the year. So the memes that we post on Twitter, the memes that we post on Discord, the Instagram posts, any post from us that you see, that anybody who's a part of that gets included in the content creator of the year. So kicking things off, we have actually the head of content creation here at the Fuel, Angel Grime. Following Angel is it's going to be our R6 team captain, Perza. Following that, it's going to be, once again, my co-host, CJ Goder. And after CJ Goder, it's going to be my other co-host, Alex Mins. And, talk about a star-studded roster here. Talk about so many talented people when it comes to content. CJ and Mins with the podcast, Perza with Wishy Views, Angel with all the memes and Instagram posts that we do. But the people narrowed it down to one, and that one person is going to be James Perza Perez. Perza, congratulations on this. He created the most consistent YouTube videos that we had, I think, other than the podcast and Wishy Views. So congratulations to him. He was also just an absolute beast at editing stuff while he was working the desk, and he does such a great job with any content that he makes that this was another close one. It was a nail biter. You guys all do such great work for content, but I think Perza just edged you out in the fact that he was actually on the content team.
Yeah, I got to shout out to Angel and Perza, because one thing that sets them sort of in a different league than me and Alex in regards to all these sort of staff-based awards is they both play on a team. You know what I mean? Like me and Alex, we all have school to worry about. We have busy schedules. We have jobs. But at the end of the day, those two had that extra little nugget on their plate. They had the teams they had to worry about. I know Angel's a manager as well. So just being able to find success in that content role, work those big desk hours, be the captain of the R6 team, it just goes to show that Perza has that do-it-all mentality, and he absolutely got the job done for us this year at Fuel.
Yeah, you absolutely said it right there. Because, if you think about it, for a lot of the content that was actually posted out there, there was some sort of contribution from Perza onto it. And, especially what you were saying there, CJ. Angel and Perza did a lot of work, and Angel, even just from the start for Fuel as well, she put a lot of work in for herself. She was there a lot to put into that effort to help out the social media side. And you know what? It was a close one. I could see why it was a bit of a nail biter because I mean we're all working hard to make as best content as we can for Fuel here. But congratulations there, Perza.
Yeah, big congrats to Perza there. That's a pretty coveted award, if you ask me. We have a lot of content creators here over at the Fuel. But without further ado, boys, we did a podcast together. We did a lot of interviews, and we told the people last week that we were done with interviews after the podcast was finished. But we lied. We have an interview for you coming up with the first ever any female NECC championship winner, Splatt, or Splatt Val, if you know her from Twitch. So yeah, I'm gonna send us over to that interview with Splatt, and we'll see you after this. Peace.
Welcome, everybody, to a little award show intermission interview. I'm CJ here, joined by Mr. Mins, Alex Allen, and Splatt of the Valorant team. How's everybody doing this afternoon?
Good.
Oh, I'm doing mighty fine. It's been a little busy over here, but you know what? I'm trying just to mellow out. Been taking care of my dog. They've been gone. My parents have been gone for a little bit. Not my dog's not. My parents are gone to Florida, so I've been taking care of my dog. But you know what? He just sleeps most of the time. He's 16 years old, so he just he just sleeps. He's deaf. He's just vibing. So he'll come bug me if he needs to go pee. That's really it.
I've been saying this my entire life. There is like no better life you could be living than like an elderly cat or dog in the right house. There's no better life. You don't have to do anything. You're going to get the best of food, and if you so happen to want to go on a walk, they'll be ready for you to do such. Now, coming into the interview today, it's a little bit of a different sort of tempo or pace. You know, Alex, we're used to being able to just hop in here, sit down, and talk for as long as we want, whereas for this award show here, and congratulations to all the winners we've seen so far and the future winners we're going to see throughout the rest of the show, it's a bit of a different tempo, a bit of a pace. So, Splatt, we brought you on just because, you have some experience playing Valorant. You guys also won NECC, not this most recent ending semester, but the semester before that there. Do you want to tell me a bit about that championship season?
Yeah, so the beginning of the season was pretty messed up. We had like a whole bunch of roster changes. I wasn't even sure like who was gonna be on my team. Like I was like, do I just get random people or do I get the people that I wanted like from tryouts? Like I had no idea. But then eventually like I got my team set up. And honestly, like at the beginning, like we didn't really like put that much effort into actually like practicing playing like that, anything like that. So eventually I was like, you know what, like I want to win because everyone loves the feeling of winning. So we started practicing a couple times a week, and then started winning our games, and then everything just came together, and then we made it to the finals.
No, absolutely. And to my knowledge, I've heard whispers of this. You can talk more to this. I heard you're arguably the first woman to win, an NECC championship. For you, what's that sort of thing mean?
I mean, to me, I think it's probably one of my biggest accomplishments, like in the Valorant world. Just because this is like my first, year at college, so that was like my first win at any sport or anything I've done. So, and I also think it's like hopefully like inspirational for other like women who want to also game. Like it is possible. So, yeah.
I mean, it's incredible for like actually seeing come out to this team, organizing the team, and I do believe you're actually even captain as well.
Yeah, I was.
No way. So being on top of that, you're the captain for this. Well, and I mean, you were just talking about inspiration though too. Like, what kind of actually inspired you?
Probably like when I learned about Valorant, and then like the game changer scene, just like all of these like women who take like the game like seriously, and then like just the reward of like winning. So probably like my inspiration would be like the Cloud9 White women's team. I just found it really cool how much they like came together, and they're like such a good team. Was, I guess, but yeah, that was my inspiration.
Now, we mentioned game changers here, and you've got that college championship, and now you're taking that next step with game changers. Can you sort of talk to us about the level of the competition? What even is game changers?
Yeah, so Game Changers is like a tournament that happens, I think, a couple times a year, where marginalized genders and females can come and play Valorant. And like the rank requirement is Ascendant. So that's like I guess technically the 4th highest rank in the game. And it's just like a safe space for us to, game and have fun, but also to take it seriously and to compete, and to, hopefully one day get signed to, like a team that you can get paid. But right now my goal is just to, improve as a player and learn a whole bunch of, competitive stuff, as I'm pretty new to like gaming. So yeah.
And I guess like I'm curious because you brought up about like some players that you look up to, and like that like whole lineup that like you look up to for the team, like they're all women,
Yeah.
right? Like it's a whole women team. What do you think about that? Like about here, like for Fuel, like if there was actually like a whole like, are you okay that like there's like, because like you're playing with like males and like females, like it's mixed around. Like, do you feel like that should be something that we should have as more whole female?
Yeah, I think that, well, I mean, the vibe is definitely different between a male team with one woman on it and then like a full women team. But I do think that hopefully in the future we should be encouraging like having a Game Changers team, because then you can also compete in like NECC and CVAL like for your normal season, and then you can take that practice and then you can go into Game Changers and try and compete there. But I do think it's a good idea, because it can definitely promote like women in gaming, and that's something that should be you know more normalized. And even if you aren't very good, like you can still have fun and play.
Yeah. Now, you said you're new sort of to the gaming scene. Valorant came out 2-3 years ago, and that's sort of your main game. So, in general, how'd you get involved in the gaming scene, period?
Well, when I was a kid, I'm an O2 baby. So when I was growing up, I played Roblox, and I actually played like quote FPS like games in Roblox. So I really enjoyed um those types of games. And then eventually I found what CS:GO was. And I was absolutely horrible at that game, but it was very fun. And it was definitely like scary to play, at times, 'cause especially when you're a girl, everyone doesn't know how to behave normally. So I guess that was a challenge, but I did definitely like grind that game and wanted to be pretty good at it. And then after, a couple years of playing CS, Valorant came out, and I thought it was looked pretty cool. It was different. Everyone was like, raving about this free FPS game. So I got into, Twitch stream and watch for like 6 hours to get a code to get the game, and then just went all uphill from there. I started grinding that game like almost every day, like if I could.
All right. Favorite agent?
Probably KO.
AO.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's fairly simple to use. He takes away abilities from enemies, so I mean, it's pretty easy.
That's interesting because, like, I mean, you started off like early and like we're playing like Valorant from what you were just mentioning, and then AO.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
other
that?
than like maybe Jet, like I don't think I played. So unfortunately, I was a Reyna main. Like when the game came out, I just picked Reyna, and just that's all I played. And then, as new agents came out, I was dabbling in playing Sentinel roles, Duelist, Controller, Initiator, but KO is and always will be my favorite.
No. Yeah, honestly, I'm sitting here just staring into the camera as I love all the esports we offer here. It's just Valorant. I'm an all-in sort of person. So it's like if I'm gonna take the time to learn a game and get into it, like I'm all in. I'm gonna play the game a lot. I need to be able to study it, watch its esport, watch its tournament. And I haven't found the time with Valorant yet, which is a little regretful. But it's just like, is Valorant, this is just a personal question. Is Valorant an easy game to sort of figure out, get into?
I would say depending on your background knowledge. If you've never played an FPS game, it's going to be very difficult because it's not like gun, grenade, kill. It's abilities, different, like so many different agents you can play. Like it's such a different like game from the classic like FPS, and that I think that's why a lot of people, enjoy playing it.
I mean, of course, playing these type of games, and of course, joining like a team now yourself. What was it kind of like actually telling your family, breaking the news to them that you're playing for an esports team?
Yeah, like my family, especially like my mom and dad, they don't really understand even how to just use a cell phone. So, they don't really still understand what's going on. They know that I just, sit in my room and I play video games. They don't really know, like my accomplishments other than like my win, especially because I can't like bring a trophy home. We weren't allowed to, so I have no physical proof that I've won. But um, I was talking to my dad and he was really wholesome about it. He said, like I'll support you if you want to do whatever, but just know that if it doesn't work out, like everything will be okay. So that's kind of really inspired me to just, try my best, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, like there's other things in life that I can do that I can still enjoy.
Well, you know what? Going forward, you'll have this interview clip you can show them, which is a little bit of just a breakdown of what truly it is you do. Because, you can't stress this enough, and I'll touch on this more in a second, but just, for you as a woman, it's even more impressive what you're doing because there's just a stereotype. I'm an O2. I'm going to go back in time here into a Black Ops lobby and just the heinous things you would hear on a constant level. You're not just an esports player. You've had a captaincy. You've won a championship. You're going to the next level with game changers. As a woman in esports, how has the scene progressed? It might have gone worse. It might not have changed, but have you noticed any difference just hopping in a random lobby and playing in general?
100%. When I first started playing Valorant, there weren't, I guess, like in beta, there weren't that many women, I would say. And I think that it gets worse in lower elo than it does in high elo. So as I'm climbing up in the ranks, my lobbies are getting more normal, more nice, which was like really great because it's just like really like annoying to just have to like mute your whole team, and now you've lost all sort of communication with them because they don't really want to win or whatever. But it's definitely gotten way better, so I really appreciate that from everybody in the scene.
Yeah, it's just strange to like. It's an interesting topic to like think about, just like why like all of a sudden like like a woman's coming into play, and all of a sudden like these guys like still here to try and play some sort of game together. And
Mm.
I guess that for me, thinking about for even just the dynamic when you're feel like how was that like, and especially being in that captain position.
Yeah, honestly, like it was really good. Like my team that I had, like we were all friends, like all of them were normal human beings, so it made, my gaming experience really, really good. Um, at first I did struggle to, lead a team as I've never, well, I mean, in Game Changers before I joined the team, I was like IGL role. So it was basically the same, but I think it's just a way different environment. Like since like I would come to campus and we would do it in person. And like when you meet people for the first time, you're a bit shy and it's hard, to like talk to them. But after a while, like we were all like best buds, and they'd all listen to me. And one of my teammates actually, he decided he wanted to co-IGL and help me out, just because sometimes, you know, you get a little overwhelmed in the game, you don't know what comms to make and plays to run. So he helped out, and then it just went smooth sailing from there.
So you're saying you were involved in the game changer scene even before playing for the Fuel?
Yes, but I was very bad back then. So I kind of don't count it, but I was experimenting in it, I'll say.
Well, you know, you might not count it, but ultimately that's still you taking the steps to push yourself, find that next level. And ultimately, you might not count it, but look where you are now. You know what I mean? Taking that time, applying that effort, putting in the work. You know what? Above all else, because my goodness, okay, this has come up before. League of Legends is sort of my main game. You run into 1,000 14-year-old guys on League of Legends flaming, going, this isn't my fault. Why aren't you doing this, that, and the other? And just to have the self-awareness to be sitting here right now and going, I wasn't very good then, I don't count that. Well, you're definitely good now, you know what I mean? The progress has continued. Looking into the future, do you want to, like, if you can and you can maintain that level and that progress, do you want to just like be invested in esports going forward if you can make that jump?
For sure. I do plan on making it, you know, my future career if possible. I still have so much to learn, but I have definitely like improved immensely from, you know, past games, past matches, past tournaments. So, you know, I would love to pursue esports as a career if it lets me, if the scene lets me.
Like, from you like wanting to try and pursue a career like in esports somewhere, like is that like something that's like related or like path you can take from like the program you're taking at FIFA?
So not with the program I'm taking, just because I'm just taking like the general business course, so it doesn't really have anything to do with, you know, esports as a whole. But since I'm on like a free agent team for Game Changers, and I have this experience, you know, playing on the college team, I think that I can take that experience and, you know, put it on a resume, and then just keep playing Valorant and see if I get any offers, stuff like that.
I mean, it's a shot to take. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
it's not something like that possible to try and reach. I mean, especially even learning more about the business side things still though too. Like how like even just going through that program, how's that been actually?
It's been good. It's just been, you know, difficult trying to balance playing on, you know, an esports team plus another Game Changers team. But it's good since you know, I get another perspective on perhaps a different career choice if I want. Um, I definitely enjoy esports more, though. I'll just say that.
We've been speaking about esports a lot here though, but I gotta ask, CJ, you know it's coming. Favorite game. And I'm guessing I'm guessing I might
All
know
time, though.
it.
Yeah, you might know it.
All time though. It has to be like all time. So like
Ooh. I mean,
over all the years.
it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard because, you know, like I said, I grew up playing Roblox, so I might get some hate, but it'd probably be like, you know, I played this game for like years and years and years, longer than I have Valorant, so it's probably gonna be Roblox Phantom Forces is my final answer.
Okay.
Because that's what, you know, brought it all to here. So I'm just gonna say that.
Phantom Forces? I haven't heard of that. What is what is the Phantom Force?
It's literally like a dollar store version of like COD, but in Roblox and free. So
What?
yeah, it's really fun. Like, you know, when you're a kid, but
Yeah.
Well, you see, me and Alex are one scooch out of the retirement home, so that might have just been a dash after our time here. But before we wrap things up, I got one last question, just because I kind of like to ask this, you know, well, just out of general curiosity. How did you find out about the Fuel and get involved with it?
Yeah, so shout out to Boyce, Adam. He actually DM'd me because he saw that I was in Game Changers and he was like, "Hey, like you should try out like for the college Valorant team." And I was like, "Are you crazy? Like, I am very bad. Like, I am not gonna make the team." And he was like so confused. He's like, "What? Just like try out anyways." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess." So then, I went to tryouts and uh Adam, after like I tried out, he was like, "Yeah, like, your comms are really good. Like, I don't really care about like how you play per se, like your skill level, but I think you'd be a great addition." So I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I totally did not expect to make the team. I played really bad. I was not expecting it, but yeah, that's how.
Well,
something in you.
That's fair enough. And thanks to Boyce for making sure Splatt was able to join us here, ultimately join the Fuel teams. And shout out to everybody, who ends up watching this. You never know if you're going to make a team or not. You never know. Maybe you have that character trait a team's missing. Maybe you give great comms. Maybe you're an unreal player at that game and you're just questioning your own abilities. Regardless, it's always worth to take that risk, take that deep dive, and you never know where you're going to end up. Now we're going to wrap things up here and we're going to get you back to some more award show action. Thank you to Mr. Mins for producing and joining me as a co-host. Splatt, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us here. And on that note, let's get you guys back to the award show. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that interview that we conducted with Splatt there. It was a lot of fun to sneak one last interview in on the year before we sort of wrapped everything up. But we got some more awards at hand for everybody, and it's time for the Leadership Award category. Super excited for this because it allows us to see a couple people we may not normally see. Coaching is super behind the scenes. We don't always get to see the hours they put in and things like that. So it's really up to their teammates, the people who have been impacted by them, to get their votes in. To kick off our leadership awards, though, we're going to get things started with Captain of the Year. And you know what? This is a big one. Captains are just such an important role on every team. They sort of galvanize the troops. They sort of calm and keep everybody level when battle, gets a little tough or things aren't looking your way. And they're just a crucial part of every team. Our nominees for Captain of the Year are Perza from Rainbow Six, Bonk, T1 Call of Duty. Perza is also T1 for the record. We got a Leopard Rocket League T1. And then we have a Light and Reset from Overwatch. Just a host of phenomenal captains at hand here. But there can only be one winner. And it is Perza of R6 coming away as a two-time award winner here in the Fuel Awards. Congratulations to Perza. And like I said earlier with his prior award, he truly is a bit of a do-it-all type of guy. Congratulations once more.
No, he really does do it all. This guy is everywhere. He plays for R6. He helps out other teams. If anybody ever has like tech malfunctions, he's always got his mouse and his keyboard on him. So somebody's keyboard is acting up before a game, he is right there ready to spot you his or spot you his mouse. I know that even for our CS team who won finals, Cario was using Perza's mouse because his mouse was broken. So just an absolute clutch player all around the board. But yeah, super well deserved. R6 captain Perza, well done.
Yeah, congratulations to Perza. And you know what? Kudos for all of the nominees here for all of them though. Like they're all great captains. I mean, Bonk always was the man that kind of just got everything in order for Call of Duty. Leopard as well. He was just that kind of guy that you just always heard about for Rocket League. And same with Lane Reset. Like he kind of came in January, had to kind of get everything organized for being this captain now in Overwatch. Like they're all very heavily great captains that I think everyone could look up to. But Perza, congratulations to you, man. But of course, speaking from captains now, we do have to move into Coach of the Year award now. So Coach of the Year awards are sort of all these players on the side that are actually helping out some of the field teams out to improve their skills and get them to the top. And we'll name off some of the nominees now. First nominee is Slippery from Valorant, from helping out with the Academy team and other teams as well. And Pops for the Call of Duty, coming in at times to help him out for Call of Duty. And of course, we got the man Boyce for Valorant coming in to help them out at times, and Shadow for Rocket League for Coach of the Year award. And the winner is Slippery for Valorant. Congratulations, Slippery. I mean, I heard great things about you all the time whenever they were after a game. You were sitting there into the chats for Discord, talking away with them, breaking things down on helping them out. Congratulations to you there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, hadn't had an opportunity to interact with all of these coaches outside of a Pups and a Boyce. Although on the Fuel report, he kind of disputed his coaching role a little bit here. But you know what? Just at Fuel, it's the coaches and the captains that we saw earlier that sort of help elevate our teams to the next level, just to make sure that we're seeing progress and not just the status quo. So congratulations to each and every one of the nominees and the ultimate winner there, Slippery.
Yeah, Slip is he's a big vibes guy, and he also has that competitive experience, as do most of our coaches. But Slip won an ECAC title with Valorant. He won a NECC title with Valorant T1 at Fanshawe. So this guy has the sheet. He's got the resume to sort of back up this coaching role. And maybe ACAD didn't have the outcome that we really wanted. But unfortunately, it's just kind of the way that it goes. But Slip did an absolutely amazing job coaching, setting up scrims, setting up strats, really sort of talking to the players, finding out what they need, finding out what they need to work on, helping them sort of fine tune their game to sort of find their play style and find the play style that works for them, and how to sort of mesh as a team. So he's done such good work. So has all of the coaches this year. Pups on COD, Boyce on Val. He did renounce his coaching position in that interview, but he's an honorary coach. He's been there. He's put the time in. And then Shadow, just an absolute stud. Shadow puts in so many hours for Rocket League. It's kind of insane. But you've got captains, you've got coaches. There is one more key role in a team's success that is kind of being slept on right now, and that's going to be team managers. Team Manager of the Year award, and we've got, like every other award that we've had tonight, we've got 4 nominees coming at you real quick. A little bit of a return here. We got Shadow. I got elected for the last award, fell short, but we'll see what happens with that in this award. Then you've got Angel Grime coming in for content and R6 manager. So, double management. What can you say, really? You got Apollo on production. We give Apollo so much gas around here. So, all about Apollo. And then you got Boyce for Val. This guy does everything for Valorant. He coaches, he manages, he plays. He's a do-it-all type of guy. But your Fanshawe Fuel Team Manager of the Year is Shadow 8P. Congratulations, Shadow. You put in lots of work. You're an alumni here at Fanshawe. You're an absolute stud. You deserve this award so much. You put in a lot of work with the Rocket League team, sort of making sure that they can find scrims and that they're meshing well together, and you do a really good job at sort of selecting who should be on T1 and T2 and T3, even though I think they're both T2 teams, but you do such a good job at sort of sorting through and figuring out what's going on and putting the right rosters together. That this one, good job, man. That's all I have to say. Good job, man. Congrats.
Honestly, you know what, Shadow, he's such a great guy. Getting to talk to him a bit here and there all the time. He's always there to help contribute, to help wherever he can. And you know, he does, yeah, always go over and beyond. And the one other interesting side I think maybe not a lot of people know about, he was a lot of the person to kind of create a lot of this, like the sides for first of content for production. And he actually, we still use it to this day, is the calendar that he was able to create. So kudos to him as well. I mean, I think he goes over and beyond for managing, even for just for Rocket League. He does other things still on the side too to help out for Fuel.
Absolutely. And, you know, it kind of proves he can do a bit of everything because, you know, he also had that Coach of the Year nomination. So Coach of the Year, team manager, some experience in content, just like Perza, quite a diverse guy and quite the asset to Fuel. Now we have one final leadership awards for everybody here, and it is the Esports Director of the Year award. Now, this was arguably our tightest race we had throughout the awards show, and I can guarantee you as a host here, I had no idea who was going to come out on top. Our nominees for the Esports Director of the Year award are Head Chef Relit, Lord Relit Hetherington the Fourth. Who is Relit? And Tyler Relit Hetherington. Now, I must admit, I thought this was Head Chef's one to lose, but it is Relit coming away victorious, also known as Tyler Hetherington, our wonderful esports director here at the Fuel. And for those of you who don't know or didn't catch his interview on the Fuel Report, he isn't just an impactful member of the esports community here at the Fuel. He's a part of Esports Canada. He does so much for us, and he's never satisfied with where we're at. He's always looking to improve our product, improve what's available to the students in the Fuel station, and he's just always there to activate and elevate everybody around him. So congratulations to Tyler, our Esports Director of the Year.
He's such a beautiful guy, and you know what, honestly, I gotta say, I actually thought Head Chef was gonna win that. I was putting all of my money on that. I was like, Head Chef is gonna take it. Yeah.
Go ahead, Mince.
Oh no, yeah, you go, Kieran.
Am I the only one wondering who this guy is? Like, who is Relit? Can we be honest here? Like, I'm lost in the sauce. You guys said we did an interview with him. I don't remember doing that. Like, who is this guy? I know my vote went for who is Relit because, you know, I have got no idea. This guy's in the background all the time. But no, in all seriousness, he puts in so much work behind the scenes. You know, he's the reason that we have the Fuel station. He's the reason that the Fanshawe Fuel is where they are today. In the most literal sense, he's the reason. You know, he started this from the ground up before we had funding, before we had anything like that, and he's sort of built it into what it is today with help from others, obviously, like Apollo, like Angel, but Relit, Tyler, whatever you want to call him, has been the main driving force for sort of Fuel's growth and success over the past 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. And from where we started to where we are now, we're leaps and bounds ahead. You know, when we started, I don't think we could have ever dreamt of having a LAN center. And now we have a LAN center with, 12 PCs, 3 Xboxes, 5 Switches. That's awesome, So step by step, Tyler is growing this club, this org, whatever you want to call the Fanshawe Fuel, and he's doing an absolutely excellent job doing it. So congrats to Tyler. We'd be remiss without him in this award show. You definitely deserve it. Thanks for everything you do around here.
No, absolutely. And we see you in the chat, guys. You know what? Maybe the head chef should have come away with things there, but that's all right. We're so appreciative to everything Tyler does for us here at the Fuel. Now, we have one last grouping of awards awaiting us. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting the same type of energy of this last award as I would feel for CJ's top 10s. The Fuel Awards Player of the Year Awards category. And it's just like Rookie of the Year. We're going to go through Apex, Call of Duty, CSGO, the works, and we're going to find out who, for those the games that it's required, the top fraggers are. For FIFA, you know, your go-to goal scorer. So I'm going to toss things off to Nightflash here, and you can get us going with some Apex Legends.
Yeah, you know, Apex, it's a hell of an esport, man. It's wild. This game takes so much skill to sort of become proficient in, and this player has showed that they're at the top of their leader at the top here. But let's go over the nominations real quick. We've got Rusty G, we've got Angel Grime, we've got It's Furno, and then a return award winner, Ultimate Canadian. So once again, we've got 4 really solid picks here, and this one was it was tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough to decide who got this, but at the end of the day, we as in the people of Fanshawe decided that your Apex Player of the Year is the one, the only Rusty G. Plays on Apex, plays on Rocket League T2. Just an absolute beauty all around. And Rusty, you definitely deserve this. This guy, if you haven't seen him play Apex, he's a different breed. The movement, the gun skill is just insane. And, you know, he's the captain of our Apex T1 team. And he just, this really sort of goes to show why he's insane at the game. And his comms are amazing too.
Yeah, you know, Rusty's just an all in all pretty great guy, you know what I mean? He's such a diverse esports player, you know, and for me, just showing that you can play Rocket League and Apex, like there's nothing in common with those two games. Not just showing the diversity and his ability. You know, Rocket League's so technical, and then Apex, my goodness. I was in a tournament with him the other week, and I can assure you, my 2 pre-mades for tournament, I told them both, we see Rusty, we are getting on out of there in a hurry, because he's an absolute fragger, and honestly, he's a joy to watch. I think it was the TELUS tournament in early April there. We got to see him go sort of head to head with some members of a professional team as well, I do believe. And they more than held their own. They held off the attack. And I was commentating that game. And I was one of those where, I'm going to be honest here, I was sitting there like, they're dead. They're done. Backs against the wall. They're not getting out of this. And then the third party came in and somehow they parlayed that into a successful situation. So just watching the Apex team, it's been so much fun participating in tournaments with them. What a season you've had, Rusty G, and congratulations on that award win. Alex, do you have any other say here before I bump us into Call of Duty?
Honestly, I just think seeing Rusty G here for Apex Legends, like I always seen him in Rocket League, and this guy was always phenomenal to watch. He was just a great team player all around. He knew how to play so well for Rocket League, and then getting to watch him play in Apex Legends, I was like, hold up, this guy is this great at playing Apex Legends too? What's going on here? What's happening? And just the amount of like just enemies he was able just to eliminate at times for Apex Legends, I just think it was very well deserved for him to take the Player of the Year for Apex Legends. Congratulations there, Rusty.
Absolutely. On that note, let's get that Call of Duty Player of the Year award going. I'm excited. You know, I got to spend the entire year commentating this team, and these guys, they had their ups, their downs. What a great overall season they had, though. And, you know, we're going to go through our nominees here. We got Team Captain Bonk. We got Boss Frost, who made his T1 debut in the fall here. We got Fiend as well, who just popped up earlier there. And then we got our Trash Talker of the Year, Cure, checking in. And you know what? Every player listed here is an absolutely tremendous player in their own right. But the winner of the Call of Duty Player of the Year award is going to Bonk. And my goodness, my gosh, Bonk is an absolute fragger. The amount of situations Bonk has been in the past, 2 semesters, 2 seasons, we can call it, where it's just like there's no way he's going to pull that off. There's no way he's going to take that 2-on-1, that 3-on-1, but time after time, Bonk showed he was up to the task. He was up to the challenge. what a captain, what a player, and what a well-deserved award for the Call of Duty Player of the Year.
Yeah, this guy, night in and night out, would perform. I think all season, I think I saw him have one bad map. One out of however many they played. And this guy, and it's not like it was on him. He had audio issues for that one map, and he still, I think, went just about positive. So the guy is just an absolute terror on the Call of Duty field. And if you see him running it down in ranked play, just just back out, do yourself a favor, don't put yourself through the absolute onslaught of an AR that Bonk is, and just do yourself a favor, get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's such a scary player, but he's such a great player all around too. Even just helping out with the team, just knowing how to kind of communicate with all of them, bringing them up at times. And honestly, yeah, you know what, Search and Destroy, honestly, he was the man that you wanted to have as an anchor on your team. Like, I knew sometimes as well when he was coming out with the sniper, it's like, it was done. You know they're gonna win that round more than likely. And even on top of it though, with Bonk, I think what I really liked about him as well too was just he was so on top of things. He was able just to kind of help out for being as just a player, for even helping with production too, that you know what, he just was trying to get all the maps ready, and he would send them off so fast to us production. And it was great to see him that as a type of player. Like, I think he, again, just, you know what, that's kind of just a little bit of a player you like to see, that he's going to kind of a little bit be there for everything. Even though, yeah, it is specified for a lot of just the game here for Call of Duty, and he is such a dangerous player out there to have. He does go over and beyond. But we will move into the CSGO now for Player of the Year. And we will get into the nominations now. First nominee is Cheap. Coming up right after is Nylander. And we got the captain swinging in here, Uga Splatta. And the last nominee is Cario. And the winner for the CSGO Player of the Year award is Uga Splatta. Congratulations, Uga, the captain, the man that has been able to pull this team together and help them actually lead them to a victorious winter season. Congratulations there, Uga Splatta.
That whole team played amazing all season well. And you know what? When I commentated on CSGO games, I kind of noted it from time to time where, Uga had his moments where he did his captain thing and he went on those burners and he found those big two pieces and those big moment pieces. But I just want to shout out everybody on the CSGO team, because every single member of that team sort of was able to elevate their game in a big moment at some point or another throughout the season. Everybody had a good series. Everybody had a good map. Everybody had their big moment. And just kudos to Captain Uga Splatta, having just a few extra moments mixed in, just a little extra magic on the way to their championship to help him come away with the CSGO Player of the Year. Congratulations to Team Captain Uga.
Yeah, big ups to Uga. The guy is disgusting. You know what? Like, I feel like I say this so often about so many of the players that we have, but they really are just extremely talented players, and that's the only word in my vocabulary that can describe how good these guys are, is disgusting. I've seen some of Uga's clips and they're just unreal, and he performed night in and night out. He just like Bonk, Uga is the Bonk of the CSGO team, and he it's a well-deserved award. So GG's to Uga. But I think we're gonna hop on into our next award here, and I'm gonna get to shine a light onto an esport that the Fanshawe Fuel don't really talk about. We don't really stream it whatsoever, and that's gonna be FIFA, the FIFA Player of the Year. Personally, I knew we had a FIFA team. I didn't know any of the players. But you know what? These guys go hard, I'm sure. I've seen so many players playing FIFA just in the room alone, and they go hard. So these guys playing at a competitive level must go hard. Let's take a quick look at our nominees here. Starting us off, it's going to be Bobby. And then coming in that number 2 spot, it's going to be Hazard God, followed by Urfus. And then to round us out here, it's going to be Ibra. And you know what? This was such a tough one. And this guy really deserves this award. He played well all season. It's going to be going to Ibra. Guy is insane at FIFA. And, me, who I personally don't really play sports games, but when I'm over at a buddy's house and, we'll hop on FIFA or something, I can't fathom what this guy does on FIFA. He's absolutely insane. He gets by every defender with ease, and just I feel like he finds the back of the net 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, like you, Nightflash, I don't know much about our FIFA teams, but you know what? I fancy myself a pretty good FIFA player, so I'm going to have to do some more research on that coming into next season. But you know what? I just want to shout out all of the nominees again: Bobby, Hazard God, Urfus, and then the winner, Ibra, because those guys just don't get quite as much shine as some of our other teams. But congratulations to Ibra coming away with the FIFA Player of the Year. Up next, I guess we're taking a little bit of a break from the FPS shooters because we got another break. It's going to be League of Legends coming up for their Player of the Year, and this is another game I cast. And boy, I'm not going to lie, it is my absolute favorite. It is such a joy to cast because there's just an infinite amount of things to look at, an infinite amount of things to break down. And with that being said, as a player, there's an infinite amount of things you got to worry about, study, be knowledgeable on. And then when you sort of get into the macro and the micro of League, there's just so much you have to worry about. But without further ado, our nominees for the League of Legends Player of the Year award is Cavell, the top laner for the T1 team. And our second nominee is T1 captain, does a bit of coaching on T2 as well, and that is Sutek, T1 player. Now, let's get some Academy faces on the board. It's going to be Bashed coming in for the Academy squad of League of Legends, and it's not going to be the only Academy member nominated because Captain Instant Ramen also nominated for this award. But ultimately, there can only be one. And the winner of the League of Legends Player of the Year award goes to Cavell. My goodness, for those of you who have watched League of Legends, shout out to Sutek. Great captain, had a great season in the mid lane. Instant Ramen, mid lane player as well. Played really well and bashed up in the top, had a great Acad season as well. What Cavell did in the top lane for this T1 team is indescribable. For those of you that don't know, in League of Legends, there's a ban phase, and teams had to use 3-4 of their 5 bans game in and game out to try and hamper Cavell in the top. And it didn't matter what they did. It didn't matter who they banned. It didn't matter how many times they ganked him. It didn't matter how many roamers went up to visit that top lane. He was on an island and found success time after time. He could single-handedly flip a league game on its head, and just the amount of resources he required to be covered was insurmountable for so many teams this season, and Cavell coming away with a super well-deserved Player of the Year award.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think you know what I'm gonna say a single statement that is going to sort of give Cavell. This is what Cavell's known for in my eyes. Top Canyon,
Top
big
Canyon,
time. Top Canyon, top diff. He is so much better. Cavell is an absolutely amazing top laner. Like you said, so many targeted bans towards him just to sort of shut him down and not give him his comfort picks. And even on some off characters that he likes to play, he's still insane. He plays. I think I saw him play Ornn one game. It's not really his play style. He's not a huge Ornn player, and I still think he dropped like 15 or 15 or 20, and the guy just went off. So Cavell, well deserved. You're an absolute stud. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep grinding. You're insane, dude.
Yeah, congratulations to you there, Cavell. But moving on to the next Player of the Year awards, we got Overwatch. And the nominees for the Overwatch Player of the Year awards are, the first one we got here is Cashews. The other one following up right behind him is Light and Reset. And then we got from the Fall 22 season, Matt. And then last but not least, we got Cheapest here for the nominees. And the winner for the Overwatch Player of the Year award is Matt. Congratulations there, Matt, for the Overwatch Fall 22 season that he was playing there for Player of the Year. He was quite the unique player. I know whenever I tuned in, he was always just kind of that top great player. And I think he was well deserved to see that he got this spot for them.
Now, I'm going to dive here before Nightflash can perhaps give a better breakdown than I, as I'm not a huge Overwatch watcher myself. But what I will say quickly, congratulations to Matt. And for Overwatch Player of the Year, I just find out of all our Player of the Year awards, in my opinion, as I don't know a ton about Overwatch, I feel like this one's definitely one of the trickier ones to sort of put your finger on who you'd even want to nominate. Because out of all our esports, I just find Overwatch, the teamwork and the synergy is just so crucial. And you can see that at play with, because you just don't see other esports substituting in like you do see in Overwatch. And to me, that just highlights how crucial the teamwork is. So above all else, to just find that best player within the structure of that team, tough to do. So big kudos and props to Matt on coming away with this award here.
Yeah, Matt he's a specimen. This guy has finite energy. I don't know how he does it. The guy just wakes up and is disgusting at any DPS character you put him on. He can play Soldier, he can play Reaper, he can play he's really well known for his Echo. If he has a good disrupting tank, he's absolutely insane, and he's really a pillar for the Fanshawe Fuel too. He was one of the first members of the Fanshawe Fuel. He's been here since we've been competing in Overwatch. Matt is he's pretty well known in the community. He's an absolutely insane talent at Overwatch. The ex-Overwatch captain as well. And big ups to Matt. He gets a lot of recognition around the Fuel. But this is just one more thing that he definitely had to have under his belt. It was 100% deserved. DPS characters really they get a lot of the glory, but they deserve it. They do a lot of the dirty work. They get in, get a few picks, get out, and just sort of make that fight easier for their team. And you know what, CJ, I completely agree with you when you said that it's tough to nominate people, because there's so many different roles that are being played in Overwatch. You have your tank who is there sort of projecting what they should do and IGLing and centering people out, or in Cashew's sake, disrupting the back line. You've got your healers who's keeping everyone healthy, usually moving the payload, at least one of them. And then you have your DPS who are just sort of trying to frag out, get some crucial kills, and then just make the fight a lot easier for everyone. And I think any one of these players could have won this. They're all so talented, but Matt, in my eyes, is the winner, and in the eyes of the Fanshawe Fuel as well. So big ups to Matt. He's an absolutely insane talent. You'll be missed. But moving on, we've got once again Rainbow Six Siege, my favorite game to cast, and this one's a good one. We have a lot of stars on this Rainbow Six Siege team. Nominee number one is going to be Brendo. Brendo is just an absolutely insane talent. Guy frags out game in and game out. Kind of like this next nominee too, which is going to be Mason, another insane talent, frags game in, game out. Following up, team captain Perza, 2-time award winner in the Fuel Awards. Let's see if he can notch number 3 on the belt. And then number 4, Apollo, 1-time Fanshawe Fuel Award winner. And, once again, another insane talent at Siege. All these guys are so good, so talented. I'd be happy to give it to any any of them, but unfortunately, I can only give it to one. And the one that won the award is going to be Brendo. Brendo, night in, night out, game in, game out. You knew what to expect. You knew the guy was going to go off on attack and then play his role on defense to a T, and that is what he did. And you know what? The proof is in the pudding. Brendo was just absolutely moving different first semester, and they won a championship. So Brendo is an extreme talent. He's insane at Siege, man. Some of the shots that I see this guy try and take and that he hits consistently just blow my mind. I've been getting back into Siege recently, and I try and recreate it, and I don't understand how he does it.
Yeah, he is something else out there when I watch him. And like there's just a lot of times that like I can even see for the field team they did rely on him so much cuz he just looked at like plays so differently, I think. Cuz there were so many moments I thought like okay, Brando was going to go through like this house, he's going to go through up through that window and then take those two enemies out. But no, takes a whole different direction, goes through the basement and goes all the way up and it's like what direction are you taking here? But it works. It worked on what he was trying to do, and his teammates actually supported him a lot throughout that. And I could see why, yeah, he is walking away with Player of the Year. Congratulations there, Brendo.
Yeah, whole lot of fraggers on that team, but there's nothing else I can say but agree with Nightflash. The proof is most certainly in the pudding on that one. Congratulations on a well-deserved Player of the Year award, Brendo. Moving on, we're going to take another break from first-person shooters because we got Rocket League Player of the Year coming at you here. Our first nomination, it has to be Team Captain Leopard, but of course, we've got to see him mentioned a few times here. I guess it's Space in the order as well. So we have Space, an absolute goal scorer for the T1 Fuel squad, also one of the nominees. We have Van Rye checking in, another T1 player, quite the distributor, quite the goal scorer. And we're going to finish things off with T-Tomb, and it's my checking in as our last nominee. But there can only be one. Our final winner for Rocket League, our Player of the Year, it's going to be Team Captain Leopard, our guest from the video earlier this evening. And what a tremendous season the captain has had, just finding success. And, you know, the whole Rocket League team in general is just a really, really strong T1 team with Leopard, Space, and Van Rye. But Leopard just coming out a touch above the rest, winning this Player of the Year award here.
Yeah, Leopard has been consistent in and out. You know what you're going to get from him. And I think that's really what the key is for these awards. You know what you're going to get from these players night in, night out. It's consistency. And that's what everybody on this list has shown. And Leopard is no exception. He's consistent. He's talented. He's Leopard, man. Like you just love the guy. And he's absolutely disgusting at Rocket League, and I think that this was well deserved as well.
You know, just the way that Leopard has worked up the ladder has just been such a phenomenal story. Just he is just that man that is, you know what, you heard about him so much about in Rocket League. He was one able to make such great clutching plays that you know what, you were like, oh my gosh, Leopard's here. He's actually like making this beautiful play to work it out. And I just always love seeing that man play out there. I know that's why I always tuned in to see how they were doing time to time for Rocket League, because Leopard, he was that player to watch, because it was just such a great story that he got to go follow through with. And congratulations to you there, Leopard. It was well deserved. But moving into now for Super Smash Bros. For Player of the Year's award. Let's get into that one. The nominees are Spiral. The next one is Up and Down. And then we got Salim Shady. And the last one is Yops. And the winner for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Player of the Year award is Salim Shady. Congratulations there, Salim. And I do believe some of this was actually from the Monday tournaments as well for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So I do believe Salim was actually playing a lot in there. So I think it was well deserved for him to be winning this one. from all probably the wins that he has in those tournaments on Mondays.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to give a quick shout out to Salim Shady coming away with that a Player of the Year award because, quite frankly, I'm terrible at Smash. I'm terrible because I don't know a lot about the game, and I am a Pikachu main that only plays to have fun. So I can assure you, if I ever run into Salim in a Fanshawe Fuel Super Smash tournament, it's not going to go well to me. So much congrats on the win and to our whole Super Smash team, which, like our FIFA team, doesn't get quite as much stream time as some of our other teams here.
Yeah, you know, I think all these guys deserve this award. Honestly, they play so well as a team. They sort of fill the cracks that that you need in a team environment. You know, one player is really good with you know, like a strictly melee character, right? And then another player is good with a character who has range, and it really sort of fills in so well together. And Salim, once again, congratulations on this award. Congratulations on all your Monday Night Smash wins too. That's impressive because that's not just Fanshawe students. That's open to the public. So big ups to you, man. I think you're gonna do great things next semester, even if it's just winning more Monday night games. Because yeah, it's there for fun, but you also get bragging rights. So brag away, my friend. Congratulations on Player of the Year. Big shout out to Salim and all the Smash guys. But moving on, we have Valorant, and this one was an absolute slugfest. So many talented players came out of Valorant this semester and even this year. But we had to had to narrow it down to 4 nominees, and nominee number 1 is going to be none other than Big Homie. Following up after Big Homie, it's going to be Swarns, then Alco, and then to round out the whole squad here, we're going to finish things up with Akimbo. And this is a pretty big award. You know, like I said, we have so much Valorant talent, and I think it's only right that this award goes to the big man himself, Big Homie. Congratulations. You know, this guy comes in as a sub, grabs a casual ace with an op. He captains the team to a NECC championship. You know, what hasn't this guy done? He's an extreme talent. Previous XCS semi-professional player, switched to Valorant. So this guy is insane at just aim dueling people and clicking heads, and that's what he does. You watch his gameplay, and he just, you know, he casually will just pop a 3K and just one tap everyone, and he's crazy at the game.
Yeah, and I've kind of heard that he actually does have quite this chemistry as well. And you know, I guess I could see it because I know the one time I actually interviewed him. I don't know if it was fully on interview, but when we were sitting and talking, he looked at me and he's like, "Alex, what kind of conditioner do you use? What are you using there? I need to know." And like, I could just see the characteristic of that guy, the charisma he has. It would just be so great to play with him, and I could see why just on Valorant he was able just to pop off and work so well with the team. And I think it's very well deserved of how he got Player of the Year of the award for Valorant.
Yeah, and you know, I'm going to give him a double shout out there because, you know, Valorant's one of our deeper rosters. We have 3 Valorant teams, and I don't know if it's our 2 team or our 3 team, but that's a big roster. I think our 3 team's so big we could have a 4th Valorant team next year if we wanted to run one. So just the dearth of competition Big Homie had to go up against for this award makes it all the more impressive to me. Before we wrap up the Player of the Year awards section and this awards show in general, we have one last Player of the Year award to hand out. And this is for iRacing. Now, I'm not going to sit in front of you and pretend like I have any idea what iRacing is, but it sounds super impressive. And we only have one nomination, which also implies that they are our winner. Our iRacing Player of the Year is Preston C., who had an absolutely great season and they finished third in the NACE league. So, to come third in an entire league, that's showing the sort of level you are bringing to the competition day in and day out. And I wish I could say more, but I don't know anything about iRacing. Kieran, Alex, dude, could either of you tell me what iRacing is?
I'm on it. I got it. I watched VOD.
You go.
I watched this guy's VOD. No, so on one of my desk shifts, I was looking for content, and I was going to do an interview with Preston, and I scrubbed through his VOD. And I gotta say, first off, iRacing super entertaining to watch. It's honestly, I felt like I was watching an actual F1 race. It was so good. It was so cool to watch. But also, this guy is insane. The one I didn't watch all of his races this season, but the one race that I did watch, he started so for those of you that don't know how it works is you do a like one test run lap that sort of sets your time, and wherever you end up on the time scale, like if you're at the top, if you have the fastest time, you get pole position, which is you start in first. So started in pole position, finished the race in first by like 15 seconds or something, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is kind of crazy. And then how it works then after that is they completely flip it. So if you came first in the first race, you now start in last. And in this race, unfortunately, they're one of the drivers took a spill, took out another car, and Preston ended up in a pile up. But the guy is just an absolutely talented driver and also iRacing driver as well. And to finish third in NACE is that's no slouch. I think there were like 50 some odd contestants, and to come third out of 50, you know what? That's nothing to sneeze at. So big ups to Preston. Guy's a pretty awesome dude. He's pretty chill. Kind of messaged back and forth with him, helped him with designing a car for Fanshawe too. So he's a pretty chill guy.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know too much about iRacing, but Kieran, it seems like it's something that could be up and coming a little bit more. Maybe we might have more players coming into the next year for Fuel. It'd be exciting to see that.
Hopefully. Also, another thing to mention about iRacing in the league, it's completely raced in VR, which is
what?
Sweet. He has a VR headset that he puts on, and he gets into a racing simulator. So like the thing with the chassis, and you've got the steering wheel in front of you, and then proceeds to, like, in the most literal sense, other than being on the racetrack, race this race. He is his view is from in the car, and he just goes, and it's insane.
Now that right there is super, super, super cool. I wish I knew we had something like that, because that sounds out of this world interesting. And like you said, Alex Nylander also mentioned it in the chat there. Apparently it's quite the up and coming esports. So I'll be interested, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity to hear more about that next season. Now, that was our final award here. So before we wrap up this first, hopefully, annual Fuel Award show, any closing remarks from the fellas here?
I got one. Thanks for a great season. Thanks for a great year, everyone. Everyone that's watching, even the people that aren't watching, if you're back watching the VOD, you guys also sort of make us do this. If there wasn't interest in watching these, whether it be esports, an award show, a podcast, whatever it may be, you guys sort of make this possible, along with, our players and our staff. So I want to thank you guys. I also want to thank all of our production, my co-casters here, all the casters that we have that sort of make it possible to create this content too. All of our players, everyone who voted. You know what? I just want to thank all of the Fuel family. Thank you guys. Thank all you guys. You guys are all sick.
It's been great. I know myself. I'm exactly what you're saying, Kieran. I'm so thankful for all of this. It's been incredible that we've actually been able to host all of this for all of you guys for the first ever Fuel Awards show. It's been incredible to see just all of the winners, all of the nominees too. This whole year was great. All the teams that put so much heart, like dedication into their teams, the wins, yes, some of the losses, but everyone made some great growths and some great learning curves for everyone, I think. And I just can't wait to see where everything goes from here. So thank you for the Fuel family. Thank you for everything. And I can't wait to see more coming up in September.
Absolutely. I want to shout out our producer, Apollo, in the background. The tremendous amount of work and passion he put into this award show is out of this world. The second the idea was even broached, he was all over it. He was all on it. And like always, he has done such a tremendous job. I want to thank anybody who, was a part of a video throughout the evening. So Splatt, we had Leopard and Kier come in. I want to thank my co-casters here, Alex and Nightflash. You guys did a tremendous job. And you know what, like you said, Nightflash, and extending a huge thanks to the Fuel family for not joining us for not only this stream, but the entire season. Because I'm just realizing this is going to be a wrap on our streams for the 2022-2023 school year. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen some championships along the way, and it's been quite the experience. So on that note, congrats to all the award winners. Congrats to all the nominees. I was CJ Goder, joined by Nightflash and Mr. Mins 101 and Apollo in the background. And that's a wrap on the award show in our 2022-2023 streaming season. And I hope everybody has a fun and safe summer, and we'll catch you next semester.
Bye.
Good evening, Fanshawe Fuel members. Welcome to Rocket League action.
I am joined by the new NACE CSGO champions.
So we're going to send it to a little bit of a break, but be sure to grab yourself a snack, grab some water, and we'll be back right after this.
Just gotta maintain the positioning. Top Ederman. Oh my god! Fiend might have a pinch. There's one. Can he find more? There's two. There's three. Fiend finds three.
Nylander now in a great spot. Will he grab one? Finds two!
Finds three, and he is keeping Carlton away and off this time. Finds two more. Make it three more.
Back to the stalemate for now, but the spike is starting to tick. And the drop from Boys who finds one. The second one as he turns around.
Still available, but the push through the toxic screen, and Boys finds four. Back. Still able to find that first pick. The flash shot goes wide, and he finds them all.
This laser's crazy. He's doing huge damage now. He's backed up by so many people. Derpy and Jessica on him, making sure he...
But the low HP on these last two players will be an easy cleanup for Cario. On all three.
Find the shot. Gives an easier trade over, but now Swarm's in a 1-on-2. Finds the first, and he finds the second.
Forcing the 1v1 against the Jambolia, who's weak health. He needs to swing and find the kill. He's able to do it. A quad kill for Mason.
Oh, on net, and it's going off the post. The second shot by Van Rye.
Quad kill for Van to get shit done. Mason's able to get rid of the frostback and find one on the Kojo. Two on the Mutt, leaving it a 3v2. Can he find more? He can. It's a dribble kill, but it's all important. He finds the first, he's looking for the second. As he's defeating, Kenny will clutch.